10 habits of organized women who never have a messy home. Copy them now. Sounds unbelievable. How can a home never be messy? But the truth is, some women keep their homes as spotless as hotels, even though they are busy and have no more time than you. In this video, you will discover 10 simple but incredibly effective habits. From the immediate action rule, smart space systems, a 15-minute evening reset, to the secret of buffer zones. Those transition areas almost no one talks about. I agree that no home is perfect, but I believe that with these 10 habits, you will see your house transform within just a few days of applying them. And especially, I will share an unexpected insight. Why most of us confuse daily tidying with actual cleaning, and how that is exactly what drains your energy. Don't leave the video, because just one small habit you pick up today could save you dozens of hours of scrubbing each month. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find this content helpful. Your support is the motivation for us to keep sharing more meaningful things. Thank you for being here. Let's move to the first habit. Habit 1. Immediate action rule. The very first habit to keep your home tidy is the rule of acting immediately. Most of us are used to saying later, but that later is exactly what turns a small corner into a pile of clutter. When you finish your coffee and leave the cup on the table, just a few hours later, there will be a breakfast bowl, more papers, and soon you'll see a whole mess. But if it takes just a few seconds to bring the cup to the sink, the room instantly looks cleaner. When you change clothes and put them straight into the hamper, the room stays neat. But if you drop them on the chair or bed, after a few days, you'll see a mountain of clothes with no place to sit. This is the key difference. People whose homes always look clean don't do big tasks. They just do the small ones immediately. They know that these tiny actions form the first layer of a clean home, the daily layer. If that layer is neglected, you will never have the time or energy to reach the final layer, which is real cleaning. The immediate action habit keeps your home stable without long, exhausting cleaning days. Starting is simple. Choose one room, for example, the kitchen, and commit to applying this rule only there. Finish a glass of water and wash it right away. Cook, then rinse knives and cutting boards right away. Bring in the mail, sort it immediately. Once this becomes a reflex, you'll see your house much cleaner without adding extra time. The key is you don't have to do everything at once. Just start with one small corner and maintain it. From that one corner, you break free from the endless loop of clutter. Habit 2. Designated spaces. The second habit of people with tidy homes is creating a fixed spot for every single item. It sounds simple, but this is the root cause of why many people are always searching for things, wasting time, and leaving stuff scattered. When an item has no home, it will wander everywhere, from the dining table to the sofa, from the bedroom to the kitchen, and you'll always feel like your house is overflowing. People with organized homes do it differently. They define exactly where each item belongs, and it stays there forever. For example, keys are always in the tray by the door. Shoes are always on the rack, spices are in the proper cabinet, and important papers are in a specific box. Coming home, they don't drop keys randomly on the table, they toss them into the tray. After using scissors or a pen, they put them back into the container, so they won't waste time looking for them later. This habit not only saves time, but also stops clutter at the root, because items don't float around. Especially for seniors, having fixed spots for medicine, glasses, or notebooks reduces the risk of forgetting and searching in worry. To start, choose the items you use most and decide the most practical place for them. It should be visible, easy to reach, and convenient enough that you'll always return them right after use. Once every item has a home, tidying becomes much easier, because instead of thinking, "Where should I put this?" you simply return it. A neat home is the result of hundreds of tiny acts of putting things back where they belong. Once this becomes a reflex, you'll no longer face endless searching or complaints that the house is always messy. Habit 3. 15-minute evening reset. The third habit has the power to change your entire next day. Spending 15 minutes at night to reset the house. Most people are tired after a long day and leave the house as it is, then wake up to chaos, rushing around to find things and clean in a hurry. But people who keep tidy homes don't do that. They know that one short tidy up in the evening makes the morning smooth. The method is simple. Before bed, walk around the living room, kitchen and bedroom. Collect cups and bring them to the sink. Fold the blanket on the sofa. Put shoes back on the rack and return magazines and papers to their place. In the kitchen, clear the counters, wash or load the dishes, prepare mugs or coffee for the morning, and even put tomorrow's lunchbox in the fridge. In the bedroom, set out clothes, shoes, and accessories for the next day, so everything is ready as a complete set and you won't have to think in the morning. If you need medication or a notebook, put them in your bag in advance. This routine takes just 15 minutes, but brings huge benefits. You wake up to a ready house, a calm mind, and no rushing around. This is not deep cleaning, just small maintenance to keep the daily layer stable. Once you develop this evening reset habit, every morning starts with a sense of control instead of chaos, and the whole day feels lighter. Habit 4. Clean as you go. The fourth habit may sound familiar, but few truly follow. Cleaning as you go. Many people tend to let everything pile up until the end, resulting in a sink full of dishes, counters covered in stains, a soaking bathroom, and when it's time to clean, they're exhausted and discouraged. But tidy people handle things as they happen. While cooking, they wash knives and cutting boards right away, wipe the counter while it's still warm, and rinse the pot while food is simmering. After showering, they quickly wipe the mirror or glass so water doesn't sit. After brushing their teeth, they rinse the sink immediately. The principle here is, don't create extra work for the future. Leave the space ready for next use. Imagine after dinner, instead of a mountain of dishes, you just have a few to rinse quickly. Your mood is much lighter. It also saves time because fresh stains are far easier to wipe than dried ones. Most importantly, cleaning as you go maintains a baseline of tidiness, so the house never falls into an overwhelming mess. You won't need long, exhausting cleaning sessions. because the house never turns into a battlefield. To start, choose one small habit, like always rinsing dishes right after eating, or wiping the counter right after cooking. Once it becomes reflex, you'll realize keeping a clean home has never been easier. Habit 5. 5-minute blocks. The fifth habit is to use short spare moments during the day to tidy up, also called 5-minute blocks. Many people think that cleaning requires a whole morning or an entire weekend, and because of that, they keep postponing, letting everything pile into a mountain. But people who always tidy their homes understand that even 5 minutes can make a clear difference. While waiting for water to boil, you can wipe the counter. While waiting for the computer to start, you can fold a few clothes. While on the phone, you can stack the magazines neatly on the table. You don't need large blocks of time, only to make use of the waiting moments already built into your day. The secret is to pick tasks with visible impact, such as clearing the counter, rinsing the sink, or straightening shoes by the door, because just a few minutes can make the room look completely different. To make it easier, write a list of tasks that can be done in 5 minutes, stick it to the fridge or your desk, and whenever you have a spare moment, choose one task to tackle. You can also use the timer on your phone, set it for exactly 5 minutes, so you don't get carried away or feel tired. This principle not only keeps the house in a constant state of enough order, but also gives you a sense of steady progress, a little completed every day. And those little bits add up to a big change. With the 5-minute habit, you won't fear cleaning anymore, because you know that just a short moment is enough to reclaim your space. Habit 6. Weekly reset. The sixth habit is the weekly reset, which means setting aside a fixed time once a week to bring the house back to its baseline. This is not a deep, exhausting clean, but rather a review of the whole space to make sure everything returns to its place. Because no matter how well you maintain daily habits, during the week, things will still be misplaced, papers stacked wrong, or a few items left out. People with tidy homes don't ignore this. They deliberately set aside one session, often Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon, about 1 hour to reset. They move through each room, starting with the kitchen, check the fridge, throw away expired food, rearrange the spice rack, and make sure no dishes are left over. Then they move to the living room, fold blankets, return books and magazines to shelves, and wipe the tables. In the bedroom, they straighten clothes, separate clean and dirty items, and toss out a few things they no longer use. Each week is also a chance to remove at least 10 unnecessary items, from an empty shampoo bottle to an unworn shirt or outdated papers. The weekly reset acts like a restart button, preventing the house from sliding into chaos. This habit also brings a sense of control because you know there is a set time to restore order. Once maintained regularly, you'll see that you no longer need long, exhausting cleaning days because everything is always lightly maintained each week. This is the crucial step to keep your home always ready and never overwhelmed. Habit 7. Conscious flow in-out. The seventh habit is to manage the flow of items coming in and going out of the house consciously, called conscious flow in-out. This habit prevents clutter from growing back after you've tidied. People with tidy homes don't let things enter their home carelessly. They always ask before bringing in anything. Do I really need this? Does it already have a specific place? How long will I use it? They also keep the rule of one in, one out, meaning when a new item comes in, an old one goes out. For example, if buying a new shirt, an old unused one will be given away or donated. This principle keeps the total number of items under control. With unsuitable gifts, they don't keep them out of guilt, but pass them on to someone who needs them more. They also build a routine of checking every 3 months, walking through wardrobes, kitchen shelves, and bookcases, asking, "Have I used this in the past 6 months? Do I still like it? Is it worth keeping?" Items that fail these 3 questions are removed. Conscious flow not only keeps the home tidy, but also saves money, because you shop more mindfully and avoid duplicates. For seniors, this habit is even more important, as it reduces the burden of storing and cleaning unnecessary things, keeping the home open and safe to move around. Once you control the flow in and out, you feel much lighter because possessions no longer overwhelm you, and you become the true master of your living space. Habit 8. Visual systems. The 8th habit is building visual systems so everyone in the house can easily know where things belong and return them, called visual systems. Many people think remembering is enough, but memory is unreliable, especially when tired or older. The result is items placed incorrectly, and the whole family wasting time searching. People with tidy homes don't rely on memory. They create clear visual signals like labels, divided boxes, or different colors for each group of items. For example, in the kitchen they separate spices, dry goods, canned food, and drinks with large clear labels, even using different colors to distinguish. In the wardrobe, they separate work clothes, home clothes, and sportswear, using different boxes or hangers to identify quickly. In the office, papers are sorted with folders labeled bills in one section, personal documents in another, and manuals in another. For families with children or older adults, symbols like a shoe picture on the shoebox or a cup picture on the mug shelf help anyone know where to put things back. Visual systems make tidying easy and not dependent on one person. Everyone can participate in maintaining order. The biggest benefit is no more anxious searching, no overbuying from thinking something is lost, and no frustration of the house turning messy after a few days. The simpler and clearer the system, the longer the home stays organized. Once this habit is in place, tidying becomes light and almost automatic for the whole family. Habit 9. Buffer zones. The 9th habit is creating buffer zones to temporarily hold items in transition. The truth is, not every item can go back to its place immediately, such as new mail, shopping bags, clothes worn once but not yet dirty, or things waiting to be dealt with. Without a buffer zone, these items quickly spread across tables, chairs, and floors, making the house messy. Organized people intentionally create transition areas, such as a small table by the door for mail, keys and bags, a chair or separate hook in the bedroom for clothes worn again, or a fixed kitchen spot for grocery bags before storing. The key is that buffer zones are not permanent storage, only temporary stops. To work, you must set rules, such as mail must be handled within 2 days, clothes on the chair must be decided within 24 hours, and shopping bags must be cleared the same day. To keep buffer zones neat, Use boxes, baskets, or trays to group items, making them visible and easier to process. Maintaining this habit ensures no more wandering items. Everything has a temporary stop before reaching its final home. Buffer zones organize the flow of the house smoothly, reduce pressure, and keep the living space tidy without being rigid. Habit 10. Integrated daily flow. The final habit is integrated daily flow, which means making tidiness a natural part of daily life. People who always clean homes don't wait until the weekend to tidy. They turn small actions into reflexes, like brushing teeth every morning. They fold the blanket when getting out of bed, wash the dish they just used, straighten pillows when passing through the living room, and rinse the sink after brushing teeth. Each task takes only seconds, but together they keep the house neat. Integrated flow also uses waiting times like wiping the counter while waiting for water to boil, folding laundry while watching TV, or organizing the desk while on the phone. Thanks to this, the home never turns into a battlefield, and deep cleaning becomes lighter. The important thing is, you don't need perfection. The goal of these 10 habits is not to create a showroom home, but a space where you breathe easier, move more safely, and feel peace when you return. Start with one small action today. Maybe washing the glass you just drank or folding the blanket when leaving the bed. These small actions add up to big change. Thank you for staying until the end. If you find the video helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Your support is priceless, and together we will continue creating tidy homes and light-hearted days.